Good morning, children. Welcome back to literature class. In my last session with you all, I have finished more or less maximum part of lesson 3 of your literature book. That is the question of grammar written by Richmal Crompton. In this story till now, we have seen that William is a very naughty boy who is feeling bored and irritated remaining in home as it was raining cats and dog outside. So he could not go outside to spend his time, and everybody in the house were busy with their own work. Anyways, finally the rain stopped and William was allowed to go out. So suddenly he had a naughty thought in his mind that he is going to call up his friends for having a party in house. So his mother and father were out for some days and he was very happy for that. His cook was there at home and his sister. So finally he invited all his batchmates, classmates. There are about 30 students and they have entered his house. His cook was quite surprised, shocked and astonished that what to do and how to control these 30 kids at a time. So now let's see what finally happens. So the enemy appeared at the window and shut it with a bang, and William startled dropped down among his followers. They raised a hoarse roar of anger. All the doors and windows were bolted. There was only one thing to be done. So they were doing like anything. They were shutting the door, shutting the windows, creating a bang sound. Bang sound মানে যখন খুব জোরে জোরে জানলা দরজা বন্ধ হয় তখন একটা বিভৎস সাউন্ড হয় না, that sound is called bang sound. Okay, the stone with which William broke the drawing room window fell upon a small side table, scattering Mrs. Brown's cherished silver far wide. So they were creating all nonsense or nuisance in the house. They were throwing big stones on the windows and the glass of the window was getting broken, and finally it also broke the silver far and wide, probably a tea table. William, with a born general's contempt for the minor devastations of war, enlarged the hole and helped his gallant band, through which only a limited number of cuts and scratches. That means what? William was inborn very naughty and he rarely cares about if any scratch or any type of injuries he is going to have in his body. But finally it was seen that there are 5 or 6 scratches in his hand along with some injuries. They were drunk with the thrill of battle. They were drunk means they were full of energy and they were running here and there as if some war is going on. The enemy was shutting the small window of a coal cellar, and there William imprisoned her, turning the key with a loud yell of triumph. So they were playing that probably the whole band of students are the enemies and William alone is a fighter who is fighting with them. And so they were getting inside a room, getting himself locked. Then they are again banging the door. He was trying to break the door and coming out. All these games were going on. The party then proceeded. So the thing kept on going and moving and moving. It fulfilled the expectations of the guests that it was to be a party unlike any other. So all the students, all the classmates of William, they had a view that they are going to enjoy a lot and this is going to be the most memorable party of their life, and the thing happened like that itself. Up the stairs, down the stairs, in all the bedrooms, sliding down the balusters, in and out of the drawing room, leaving trails of muddy boots and shattered ornaments as they went. Up the stairs, they were going up the stair, again coming down, again shutting the door, opening the window, bouncing back outside in the garden, having mud in their shoes. Along with those dirty shoes, they were getting inside the house, making all the places dirty. And finally, they were also breaking up the ornaments. What are the ornaments actually? Ornaments are not the jewelries over here. Here, ornaments means the ornamentation of a house. When we made a house decorative, then the things which are used for decorations, those are called ornaments here, right? So ornaments here means the decorative parts of a house. It can be a flower vase, it can be a antique piece, it can be a photo frame, it can be a beautiful wall painting framed out in a nice frame. These are the ornaments of decorating a house, and all these ornaments were getting spoiled by all these nonsenses created by these students or classmates of William. Come on, he called. All just get what you can. Come on, guys, come inside. Let's see what else we can do. So he was in full mood. They trooped in, they jumped in, panting, shouting, laughing, and all just got what they could. And they all grabbed inside the house and took whatever they want. Ginger seized the remnants of a cold ham and picked the bone. George, with great gusto, drank a whole jar of cream. So, foods were arranged on the dining table and they were outside. And when William came to know that the foods are all arranged, so he just gave a call, come on, now grab what you can. So they just jumped on the dining table. How much they can eat. Some ate the chicken, some have the cream, some drank a full jar of juice. So whatever they wanted, they have done it. So Henry ate a whole currant cake. Each foraged for himself. Everyone was searching for the food because they were all bouncing and jumping. So they felt very, very hungry. So they ate 2 bowls of cold vegetables, a joint of meat, 2 pots of honey, 3 dozen oranges, 3 loaves of 2 gallons of grub. Oh my goodness, such a huge amount of food they all have taken. Juice, orange, 3 dozen of oranges. 3 dozen means 1 dozen 12. 12 into 3 comes 36 oranges. Can you just imagine? Oh my god. They are all giants or what? Baapre baap. Anyways, let's see. They left the larger a place of gaping emptiness. And everything was filled up with foods and all. And when they all finished up their eating, it was all empty, blank. Meanwhile, the cook's voice growing hoarser and hoarser as a result of an inhalation of coal dust and exhalation of imprecations still arose from the depth, and still the door of the coal cellar shook and rattled. They have taken the full food. Now they are full of food and all. So they must be tired and they must be taking rest. No, Papa, no rest. Non-stop machine was going on. Same thing. They were jumping from here and there, closing the door, shutting the windows. All the horrors was going on. Then one of the guests who had been in the drawing room window came back. She's coming home, he shouted excitedly. They flocked to the window. They all jumped to the window. Somebody came and said, hey, she's coming. And they all jumped and stuck back to the window. Who is coming? Who is coming? Jane was bidding a fond farewell to her young man at the side. Don't let her come in, yelled William. Come on! Now William was yelling, usko andar mat aane do. Because the house was just massacre, I should say. With a smile of blissful reminiscence upon her face, Jane turned in at the gate. She was totally unprepared for being met by a shower of missiles from the upper window. Okay, naturally, when Jane went out of the house, she had seen that everything was normal. William was quite cool. He was having his lunch. He was happy. He was not doing anything nonsense. When she came back, she was like, missiles are coming out from the windows. And she was totally unprepared for that. A lump of lard hit her on the ear and knocked her hat on one side. Something came and hit her here, and something knocked her hat. Put on the hat, and she was like that. What's this? She retreated hastily to the side gate. Again she went back to the gate. Go on! Send her onto the road. And somebody shouted, just out in the road. A shower of onions, the ham bone, and a few potatoes pursued her into the road. Shouts of triumph rent the air. Then the shout of triumph died away abruptly. William's smile also faded away, and his hand in the act of flinging an onion dropped. A cab was turning in at the front gate. In the sudden silence that fell upon the party, Cook's hoarse cries for vengeance rose with redoubled force from the coal cellar. William grew pale. The cab contained her family. So finally, what happened? They arranged the party. They started it. All the mess was going on over there. When Jane came inside, she also saw that missiles are coming out from the windows, potatoes, onions, tomatoes, so that Jane should leave the house. But as she went close to the door, main gate, William's face became pale. Pale means what? He was out of himself. He was out of his mind. He just felt that what to do. मर गए, गई भैंस पानी में. Nothing to be done. Why? Finally, a cab came. Taxi. Taxi came and it stood just in front of the main gate of the house. Just guess who had come back. Absolutely correct. His family came back. His mother, his father. Where they had been, where they went out, they had come back. Now just think what is going to be the condition of William. Poor fellow. So here ends your chapter, and it was really very fun to read this lesson. I know you all must have also gone through this stage, not so vigorously, but somehow you all want an opportunity. Okay, mommy papa will not remain in house and we will do whatever we want, because we are all binded in chains. So okay, so it's over. The lesson's explanation is over. I'll send you the picture once again. Go through it. Next class I'll discuss the word meanings, and once again I'll tell you the summary of the lesson. If you have any doubt or any place which is not clear to you all, you can just mark it off, and when I'll re-explain the lesson once again, I'll just tell the summary. Then you can recollect it where you have missed out the part. Okay, so just go through it. Fetch you very soon in my next session. Stay healthy, be happy. Bye bye.